Start streaming. Live stream. Here we go.
I gotta put on my voice mod. No one needs to know.
No, you're fine. They're stuck with me all the time, literally. All right, we're 10 seconds in, baby. No regrets. Play the dating simulator. 10 seconds in, baby. Actually, I have no idea how well the audio is. I know the mic sounds fine. I was just afraid that the, what's it called?
Is it a funny joke with how you spelled idiot, or is it your funny issue?
That's my funny issue.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Wait, how do you supposed to spell it?
I before O.
Oh, I'll fix it.
Also, you have to turn me up on OBS, I guess?
Oh, I did turn down the desktop audio. Alright, I'll turn it up more. I was afraid the sound was, or the desktop sound was too loud with the music, but I can turn the music down.
Ah, my Fergie. I guess it's okay. Turn it up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm nice and clear. Let's go.
Right,
We're gonna find love.
Oh yeah, we are. We're gonna find love in a desolate place. You keep an eye on chat.
Yeah, sure.
I have it popped out, but you know, I'll see what I can do. Okay.
You actually have people that like care about if you stream or not.
Yeah, I do. It is early on a Sunday, so I don't know if many of them will pop up, but you know what? I'm happy that I'm here.
Meanwhile, I stream like Guilty Gear once in a blue moon and no one shows up. I'm like, damn, no one likes me.
I lurk when you stream. Alright, I'm gonna give it like a couple minutes in case anybody cycles in. I even tweeted at the people who made this game that I was live streaming it.
We do a little bit of retweeting.
Just gonna... There we go.
It would be sick nasty. Would be haha funny joke.
What?
What if Nikki showed up?
I'd be so happy if Nikki showed up. I would literally cry tears of joy. Do you want to know something that made me realize something?
Sure, yeah, what's up?
Quentin looks like he could be the son of Nikki.
Lore? Funny lore?
Funny lore? Nikki's my mom? I feel like she'd be okay with it too. I found this wolf girl VTuber that was like super cheap that I sent to her and I almost bought it for her.
She's always crying because she's like, I'm so much older than you guys, but she's really not.
How old? She's like 27, right?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
She's literally, I'm almost 25.
Oh, it's only 3 years.
Okay.
But she thinks she's some old witch, which I mean, you do you.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm not gonna tell her.
Okay, so here's the debate. Do I go for the Jason route first or the Michael route first?
Man. I guess Michael.
Muko?
Yeah.
We're gonna go for the Muko route first? Alright. Guess we're gonna click. Oh! I've literally never played this. This game is 18 plus oh.
Uh-oh. You're gonna get banned.
I'm gonna get banned on YouTube. It's okay. Choose your vessel?
Are you sure we can play this game?
Yes.
That does not convince me.
Yes. Choose your slasher. Michael coming soon.
You sure we don't want to do Freddy? I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay, it looks like Jason's the only one that's available right now, though.
Damn.
The afternoon sun was high, and despite the canopy of greens overhead, still beat down on me with the familiar summer heat. It would be enjoyable if I were not dragging every bit of luggage in my name by hand on the unkempt dirt road. Admittedly, it was still gorgeous out, and I felt reassured as I reminded myself what lay at the end of this godforsaken trail.
It ain't gonna be good, sis.
I had landed a position as a counselor in training at Camp Crystal Lake, doing most of their dirty work, cleaning up after kids, washing dishes, etc. It'll be fun, I tell myself. You know what? Me. Actually, been there.
No.
I have been there.
I mean, yeah, but like not fun.
Yeah. It was a chance to get out, see some nature. I'd spoken briefly with one of the owners of the camp when I called about the position, an older woman who said that she owned the place and ran it with her son. I wondered how much of this land they actually owned, seeing just how expansive it was now that I was in the dead center of it all. I found it hard to believe they could afford the upkeep of such a large piece of land on a summer camp profits alone, especially one this far down a dirt road. Wait, where is the road? Shit, where am I? Well, this is a little too much nature. Before I realized it, I'd made a couple of wrong steps off the beaten path straight into unfamiliar territory. A thicket so vast I could barely see the light of day. I tried to turn around and retrace my steps back to the path, but it's as if they'd vanished, blending in with the other rest of the unnavigable forest. I'm pretty sure I still remember the direction I'm supposed to be headed, so I start walking again, now trotting along thick kudzu with my heavy bags in tow. The more I walked, the woods seemed to be getting deeper and deeper. It was almost eerie how quiet it was out here. Being immersed in nature is one thing, but it felt like I was the only living, breathing thing for miles. After a few minutes of treading along, my ear caught a sound, a thumping noise somewhere off in the distance. It was almost rhythmic, like chopping?
Oh yeah.
I picked up the pace, high-stepping it towards the direction I thought I heard the sound coming from. I followed the sound as it got louder and louder. Just in the distance, I could make out a figure. I could barely see them past the trees, but it was distinctly a person. I maneuvered past some down logs and tree stumps to try and get close enough to see them, and for them to see me. They seemed to have their back turned. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh!
Oh God!
The man perked up. Oh, wait, go back. Ah! What happened? Go back! Hello? Okay. The man perked up, turning to face me. I stood like a deer in the headlights, taken aback by his presence. He was massive, a lumbering form draped in heavy clothing that felt unnatural for this kind of heat. He donned an unsettling, tethered mask on his face and stared unnervingly through me with unseen eyes. He turned his body completely to look at me, looming over me like a shadow. Then I saw it, the axe in his hand.
Kill you.
There was a beat of silence, then he moved towards me. In panic, I dropped my bags and made a break for it. I ran blind, deeper into the woods, putting as much distance between myself and that thing I possibly could. Just as I began to feel safe, a thick root jutting out of the ground caught my foot and it launched me into the dirt. The wind was completely knocked out of me, and I heaved as I attempted to sit up quicker than my body would allow. Before I could pick myself back up, there he was, somehow right behind me, looming over me like a bear. His chest rises and falls with slow, deep breaths as he stares silently at me. My body feels like ice. I'm not even breathing anymore. The air is caught in my throat. I'm sure I'm going to die. Hell yeah!
True. Big true.
The figure lurched forward, and I instinctively brought my hands up to shield myself from whatever was to come. But nothing came. Oh! Look at him! He's
got
so
buttons.
He's so pretty!
He's got buttons.
He's got buttons! He's so cute! Anxiously, I opened my eyes to find that the man was now crouched down, offering me a hand. He isn't chopping me up with an axe or stringing me up by the neck. He's just trying to help me up. I take his hand cautiously, and before I can protest, he places another strong hand around my arm to support me as I stand. He must have seen how badly I ate it, and assumed my leg might not feel great after such a wipeout. Jason's just standing there while you just full out eat shit.
It's like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's Jason. I'm ironically wearing my Jason jersey today, so I feel pretty great. He brushes off my shoulders too, dusting off the dirt that coated my arms. Nothing felt broken, but I was definitely bruised from the fall. He brings his hand to his chest, beginning to sign. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. You dropped your bags.
Uncharacteristic.
It did the ch-ch-cha. I love that. I see now that he has my backpack slung over his shoulder and my suitcase sitting at his feet. He had time to follow me and grab my heavy-ass bags? Jesus!
He always catches up.
I love him. Are you looking for the campgrounds? I realized he was talking to me in ASL, so I began to sign back to him. Yes, actually, do you know where they are? He nodded, picking up my suitcase and motioning for me to follow him. Silence flowed between the man and I as I found myself staring at his back. His strides were long and well experienced with the terrain, while I still felt myself catch on uneven ground. I hurried my pace to match his. Ugh. The quiet of the forest creeping up back at my spine as my bruises began to ache dully. So, I paused, hoping to break off the awkward feeling building within my chest. Do people often get lost, or am I a special case? The man's head tilted in my direction. His eyes caught mine through the hollowed holes of his old, worn hockey mask as he shook his head no. It's doing the thing! When he caught sight of my offered hand willing to take back my bags. It happens. Luckily, you ran into me. Not so luckily. I also ran into the ground. I smiled, ignoring the discomfort of my embarrassment as I pushed the conversation forward. It could be so easy to lose yourself here. Intentionally, I mean. A low chuckle of response sounded from my woodsy savior, and I couldn't help but brighten as a smile tugs across my cheeks. It's a sound I couldn't just help to beam at. Sorry again for scaring you. Don't worry about it. It isn't really your fault. You're just kind of a big-ass dude in the middle of the woods with an axe. What the fuck am I supposed to think? I mean, he is a giant axe-wielding man alone in the middle of the woods. He's not exactly the most approachable figure. It was mostly the axe. What were you doing out there anyway? Chopping wood for our campers to carve later, for making fire as well. Well, that makes sense. See a man out in the woods with an axe, think firewood, not maniac.
Yes.
Oh, Camp Crystal Lake. After a few minutes of correcting my poor navigation, we finally made it back to the campgrounds. It's a bit surreal how different it is from the deep woods. The campgrounds are so full of life, kids playing and running around. From the center of the grounds, you can really get a look at the lake. It really is beautiful out here. In this light, I can catch a much better look at the man. He's still massive. Lighting didn't really change that, but he definitely doesn't look as menacing now. He sets my bags down and turns to look at me. Just because he doesn't look menacing doesn't mean that he still isn't intimidating. Are you one of the new counselors? Yes, I am. Your cabin is back there. Feel free to get settled. We can get you started training first thing tomorrow. Did he say training? Do you work here? He nodded. My name is Jason Voorhees. Oh, what an odd line of work with someone of his demeanor. Wait, is this the son of Mrs. Voorhees mentioned on the phone? I felt an immediate hot wash of embarrassment. It's not a great first impression to run in fear from your new employer. Yeah. there's a Mrs. Voorhees who runs the camp, and this man just said his name is Jason Voorhees. You think they're related? No.
No, never.
I should introduce myself. My name is...
Uh-oh.
What's my name?
Get the type.
Yeah, what's my name?
What do you mean?
That's my name. Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm E. It's nice to meet you too, E.
Oh, God.
I love you, Jason. I've loved you for years.
You self-inserting someone helpless.
This is literally a dating simulator. I can almost hear the warmth of his sigh words. How genuinely happy it is to make conversation. It softens the edges a bit. A noise catches Jason's attention, pulling him away from the conversation. I have to get going. If you need anything, I'll be around. See you in the morning, E. With that, he was gone, wandering off somewhere across the campsite. I picked up my bags and headed towards my cabin, relieved that I was minutes away from a well-deserved nap. I trudged down the path, watching the cabin emerge from the cover of the trees. Counselors were hanging around the cabin's porch, talking amongst themselves and getting into their room assignments. Yo! A voice called out to me. Yeah, you, come over here. I need to get you to sign in. I turned to see a couple of counselors, a guy who looked a bit older than me, and a girl who was probably around the same age as me. Sorry, I didn't realize. My name's E? Yeah, name's Kevin. I'm in charge around here, so if you come to me if you got any issues, got it? Sure thing, Kevin!
Kevin.
You got it, Kevin! Yo, where's the DLC where we could romance Kevin? Okay. Kevin looks up and down his list before giving me a passive, unimpressed glance. Fuck you, Kevin. Yep, you're on here. Alright. Fern, show E around the cabin, would you? She's cute!
She's gone.
Look at her hair! She's cute! The girl perked up and nodded. Sure, follow me, E. I'll show you to your room. I gave Kevin a thank you nod, and he was already on talking to the next counselor on the list. I followed Fern inside and was immediately welcomed by the cozy air of the traditional wood cabin. Fern led me to my room and gestured for me to head inside. Alrighty, make yourself at home. I'll be by to get you later for dinner. See you in a bit. Thanks, Fern. Yo, when can we romance Fern? We exchanged a wave as Fern hurried back to greet the other incoming counselors. I set my luggage down and made a beeline for the bed. Unpacking can wait. Sitting on the edge of the bed, I kicked off my shoes. Only now realizing just how sore my feet were to walk here. Hi, Biffy. Ghostface is not in this yet. So far, the only one they have is Jason, so we're romancing Jason right now. I fell back on the bed, climbing under the neatly made quilt. It wasn't long after my head hit the pillow that I was drifting off.
Aw, me.
The morning sun bathed Camp Crystal Lake in a pastel wash. I'm going about making coffee and mixing toast before I was sure a busy day. All the walking from yesterday had caught up with me. It was as if my legs were screaming at me to get back to bed. I have to get used to it, of course, if I'm going to be doing stuff like this for the rest of the summer. Trust me, Biffy, you're not the only one who's sad. I'm helping the other counselors set up in preparation for the campers today. My toast pops up from the toaster and I drag my feet to the kitchen table. I bite into my toast and sip my coffee, still feeling the early morning drunkenness. Me too. As I'm on my last bite of toast, there comes a knock at the screen door. He's here!
It's him!
I scarf it down and pad down the hallway, seeing a large silhouette at the door. I open it up to see Jason standing there, and possibly tall and muscular. Yeah. Hello, hi, Red Cowboy.
Hello.
His clothes are tight against his huge frame, and I can practically feel the power that radiates from him as his broad chest lightly follows his breath. Seeing Jason almost instantly puts a smile to my face. My screaming legs finally shut up from being blessed by his mere presence. Damn, that's how I feel all the time! Hey Jason, what brings you here? Good morning, E. I know you are going to join the other counselors in setting up today, but I could really use your help, if that's okay with you.
Oh no.
The campers are going to arrive soon, so this place needs to be in working order. Think you're up for it? If you want, that is. No, Biffy, don't say that. Don't say that it's part 5 Jason. This is the first time I've been able to catch someone stream my game. Oh, thank you! I'm so happy to play it. It's so cute. I can tell Jason is a little shy. It's strange seeing such a huge, impressive man act like this, but honestly, I think it's adorable. I can't help but feel a wide grin grow in my face. It's true. Of course, that sounds great. Come in. I'm just finishing up my morning routine. Jason follows me inside, ducking a bit to get under the door frame. Why is that such a cute visual image? I'm going to change. I'll be right back. Just wait here. Jason nods and does what he's told. My heart pounds with excitement in my ears as I head upstairs to change out of my PJs and into my day clothes. He wants me to go with him? After I brush my teeth, splash my face with water, and take one last look in the mirror, I head downstairs back to him. Ready, E? I smile and give him a nod, patting my hand on his broad shoulder. I don't think I could reach it. I'm gonna be real. I'm 5 foot. Jason is like almost 7 feet tall. I think I'd be able to touch his belly button. I'd pat his tummy. Come on, you got it, bucko. If you just touch his little belly button. Pop, pop. We head out the door together and walk side by side to the activities area. Our first job is to haul the kayaks to their proper racks. I watch in disbelief as Jason saunters with 2 of them in tow. I'm struggling with 1. Cheater! I watch Jason's shoulders shake in laughter. He helps to drag the kayak I'm battling and lifts it into the appropriate slot. A firm pat on the tummy before you walk out. You got it. Boop, boop. Let's go, big guy. He's so incredible. He's barely even breaking a sweat. It's back-breaking work, but we're able to get it done in record time thanks to Jason's raw strength. Next, we set up the archery range. Jason and I prepare the lanes, set out the targets, and count out the supplies. I bundle them together. 3 arrows and 1 figure tam for each camper. Jason restrings each bow and tests them to make sure they're taut and firm. With this station, all that matters is safety. Make sure the kids, and the counselors for that matter, only point their bow downrange when it is their turn to fire. You wouldn't believe how many people almost put someone else's eye out because their mind isn't on safety. I can imagine. Right, no accidents on my watch. I make sure each and every lane is clear of debris, and in no time we're finished up to the archery range. Next, we go into the woodcutting area. I watch in awe as Jason yanks a huge axe out of a stump and, in one drift motion, heaves it back over his shoulder before bringing it back down on the block of wood resting on the stump. The wood block snaps in 2. I stare as he repeats the process a few times before turning to me, chest heaving and sweat glistening on his skin. My face heats up at the holy sight. You know, I've also cut wood, Jason. You want to watch my tiny little muscles do it? Watch this move. Just looks at Jason and does that one Captain America scene from, what the fuck was it with that no. Is that Endgame that Captain America ripped that shit out? I don't remember.
Ah, yes. The superhero movie.
Yeah. He pulls out a knife from his back pocket and begins chipping away at one of the split logs. He doesn't even need to look at what he's doing. Want to give it a try? Sir, have you seen my scrawny little arms? Yes. Me? Jason chuckles, and the sound is an absolute delight. God, Jason is just he's so... Stop it, E! Focus! No, I'm not focusing no more. Yes, you. Here, I have an extra carving knife. Alright, here goes nothing. What should I make? Oh, what should I make? A bear, a mask, or a heart?
Make him a heart.
A heart?
Yeah, make him a heart.
I'm gonna make you a heart. I attempt to carve a heart charms for Jason and I to wear and string them with some twine I had in my pocket.
That's cute.
Oh wow, E, did you make this for me? Yes,
He's
I
embarrassed.
did, Jason! I did, just for you! Yep, and I made a second one. Look, we match! I gestured for Jason to bend down so I can clamp the necklace and then my own. No, Jason can't just bend down. That man has to sit down so I could reach his neck. My man's got a full sit down for me to reach him. He's gotta sit on the stump and I gotta get on my tippy toes. Jason stands, turning the heart charm over and over in his hands. So what do you think? I can't help but giggle a bit at how Jason stumbles over his signing his words, getting smaller and shy in his gestures. I love it. This is really special. I appreciate you making it for me. I will do anything you ask of me, Jason.
I was gonna kill you, but now I can't.
Yeah, he was thinking that. Anytime, Jason. I'm glad you like it. Well, you must be ready for a break now. It's so hot out here. Let's go stock up the freezers. That'll cool us down. I sincerely doubt that statement as I watch Jason lift his shirt to dab the sweat on his neck, exposing his muscular stomach. I follow Jason to the camp kitchen where we stock the camp freezers and pantries with food. Enjoying the cool air surrounds us. What? I was taking a little sippy. I need a little swig. It was hot out. Did you read?
True.
Pamela! You look so good! Yoo-hoo, Jason, E, would you mind helping me prepare dinner? Anything, Pamela! Anything for you. Of course, Mother. You're my mom now. Absolutely. Happy to help, Mrs. Voorhees. Please, dear, call me Pamela. Can I call you Mom? Would that be weird?
I don't know about that one.
I want to call Pamela Mom. Jason and I help Pamela chop up vegetables for salad, and the man grills an oven. Which are lined with barbecued beets and aluminum, wrapped potatoes respectfully. My, Jason. Jason has you quite busy today. Oh yeah, but it's been great. I feel like I've learned a lot. You did great today. There shouldn't be much more to do here before the campers arrive. I love to hear it, my dears. You've taken the hard work off my hands. I'm so grateful. Pamela, you look so good. The dining hall fills with counselors, and Pamela lets us pick our food first. She stands on her tippy toes to whisper something in Jason's ear. He bends down to hear her. Their eyes flicker to meet briefly. I shift from one foot to another. Jason waves his mother as they part ways, and he rejoins me. Do you want to eat with me? I actually have a question for you. The answer is yes. Why is Pam here? Because she's here, Biffy. She's the best mother in all of cinematic universes, okay? Don't question my mom. Sure, I'd love to. We pile our plates high with hot food, and Jesus leads us over to a log by the fire to eat. We eat together, and I can barely contain my excitement at being able to spend so much time with him. God, he's so cute! So I've been thinking, I know you were supposed to take a camping trip with the other counselors, but I was wondering if you wanted to go with me and the kids. If not, I understand. It's last minute and all. Isn't he just ahead at this point? Leave her alone! She's beautiful! I screech in delight in my mind, but I give Jason a gentle smile. Jason, it would make me really happy to go with you. Really? That's great! My mother agreed to take your place with the other counselors. This means a lot to me. I study his best phase, his eyes lit up and bright in the firelight. I can barely contain my own excitement. He must really like spending time with me. This is kind of an original adaptation of Jason exclusive to the dating sim. Yeah. It's very cute. I adore this so much. It's so much fun. I love it. Meanwhile, my boyfriend is just listening to me freak out over this, and
I'm watching. What do you mean? I'm watching.
You're watching. You're watching. I'll come get you tomorrow morning, and we'll head out. big fan of this, Jason. I'm a huge fan. That sounds great. Looking forward to it. We finished. I lose it every time I hear the ch ch ch. I lose it. It makes me happy to hear it. This is literally so beyond cute and so beyond fun. I adore everything about this. We finish eating and throw our paper plates into the garbage. Our eyes meet, and I shuffle from one foot to the other. I'm just like, ooh. I'll walk you back to your cabin. The air is sweet with honeysuckle as we trek back to our cabins. I love it here. I can see the stars so well. Where I'm from, you never get this kind of visibility. Yeah, me too. It's really beautiful. I notice Jason stuffed his hands into his coat pockets, and I swear I see a hint of flush paint on his neck in the silver of the moonlight. Well, here's my stop. Oh, yes. Well, thanks for helping out. I enjoyed spending time with you today. Anytime. Yeah, I did too. I start up the stairs and turn to wave to Jason. See you in the morning, Jason. Good night, E. Don't let the bed bugs bite. That's a joke, right? Hey, Jason, there's no bed bugs in my bed, right? Jason? Come back and tell me the truth! There's no bed bugs in my bed, right? Plot twist, there's a bed bug in your bed and it's staring at you. I smile and nod my head at him before closing the door and happily trotting to my bed. I stand next to the bed and fall backwards on top of it, letting out a sigh. I'm so lucky. I get to hang out with Jason again tomorrow! Thank you, Pamela, for covering me. I grab the matching heart necklaces I carved earlier and stare at it, feeling my face burn up. I can't believe I made something like this for both of us. It's like something a couple would do. Maybe I was too forward with it. I'm sure it's fine. After all, he did want to hang out with me again tomorrow. My eyes grow heavier, to the point where I can barely keep them open. Jason and I did so much work today, I feel so exhausted. I searched for the covers with my legs and pulled them over myself. Before I knew it, I started to drift to sleep. It's been a few days since I arrived at the camp. They've been nothing but short of tedious. Learning everything from preparing the finest, crustless peanut butter and jellies to being able to help perfect the ultimate pitching technique. It's something of a thankless job, I've come to realize, but there are parts of it that I found quite rewarding. Though my intentional encounter with the large looming camp counselor was a shaky start, every moment since then has been one of the most of genuine enjoyment. I find myself stealing glances and hitting coy smiles when I watch him work alongside me. Before, I might have died of embarrassment any time his chest touched my back, trying to adjust my hold on tools or equipment, or hide from sight when he had to put out a stove fire because I wasn't paying complete attention to the food. Of course, now that I've had plenty of time to allow him to be my teacher and show me the ropes, being a quick learner has only become a benefit to me, and let me get a little closer to my new head counselor. There's something about him that gives me butterflies in the pit of my stomach, making my skin warm and my thoughts muddled. I mean, of course these things happen. Questions like these happen all the time when people spend every minute of the day together, but I don't know why. Something feels different. Should I be feeling this way? Now that dinner's prepared, I should do something a little more productive than all this daydreaming. Maybe a shower would help. I don't want to smell like oil and chicken parm when I see Mr. Voorhees later. Not if I don't have to anyways. My boots crunch along the gravel as I step out of the mess hall and take in the crisp summer breeze. The sky paints itself hues of pink, orange, and purple, and my mind steadily returns to my thoughts. I was caught off guard when he personally asked me, of all counselors, to help him with tonight's bonfire, though, admittedly, I felt a swell of pride. It meant a lot that he could trust me with seeing things and taking care of the kids, even more so considering I'm the newest of the crew. I imagine it might have something to do with my ability to mesh with the kids, but I don't care. Whatever the reason, I'm not going to let him down. I find my way back to the counselor's cabin, gathering a change of clothes and robe in one arm. I press my back to the wooden stall out back and wait for the others to finish. The sounds of giggling can only mean one thing, but I can't roll my eyes. Eventually, the duo in question would step out, sharing a knowing look with me before it was finally my time. I enjoy the heat and steam and scrubbed off the smell of firewood and cooked bacon from my body. I tied my rope back on, letting out a satisfied sigh, and began to head back inside. I find my pants and throw on my favorite sweater. Who wears a sweater in summertime? I say as I'm in a sweater in summertime. You know what? Yeah, that's in character for me. I pat at the big camp sign with a long sigh before heading out. Yeah, me too, Biffy. I'm actually in a huge Jason jersey right now. I wear sweater. Yes. Only making it a few steps down the stairs before slamming right into something solid. Main character syndrome. Me. I do like the visual of like patting the big sigh, just bonk bonk, because like I imagine that it's like metal. I don't know if it's supposed to be metal or wooden, but either way, it would make a clonk clonk sound. Just clonk clonk, and then you just start walking away. I don't know why. Oof! What the hell? Hi. What's going on, big man? I look up, rubbing my nose, and then I feel my face turn bright red. Of course, I'd run right into Jason. That's what I get for not paying attention. I shrink a bit and roll my lips to a thin line. Mr. Voorhees, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there. I could tell. He's just... I know.
He really just looked at you and said, "Ready to go, dumbass."
He really looked at me and he's like, I know, idiot. I'm not dumb. I think you're the stupid one here. Be like, yeah, it's me. I'm the stupid one. What about it? I'm a little goblin man. What do you want? You're lucky you didn't trip. You could have sprained something. Maybe. Not like it. And I find myself mentally sighing. Now he was scolding me, and I didn't need him to speak to know what kind of tone he was adopting. I gave a sheepish smile and signed back to him. Don't wish ill on me now. I have dinner all set up. I know you said you needed some help. I was surprised you didn't ask Fern or Kevin for help. They're better at the tents than I am. Jason's gaze stayed lingering on top of me for a moment. He shifts, silently in thought, before returning his focus back. Fern is busy setting up the kayaks on the boat rack for tonight. As for Kevin... What did Kevin do? His hands still, and his blue eyes shift to the ground. This is a familiar face, and he makes it a lot when where Kevin is concerned. Well, it is Kevin after all! Well, it is Kevin. I'm just happy to help. Frick Kevin! Yeah, man! Fuck Kevin!
He sucks.
Well, it is Kevin after all. I'm honestly just happy to help, Jason. I'm just happy to help. No words needed. Besides, I'm happy to help where I can. The man nods, planting his hand against his waist and giving me a once-over. He might not have vocalized it, but his eyes soften in recognition of the offer of aid. He raises his hands once more to sign before picking up the lacrosse equipment he had been on his way to put up. Since you've started, you've improved leaps and bounds, and I have no doubt that tonight will be easy work for you. If you need help, I'll be here for you if you need it. It's hard to stop the smile from forming at the corner of my lips, rubbing the side of my neck sheepishly. I am grateful that he's too preoccupied gathering all the sports equipment. It would have been an instant death if he had seen my flushed cheeks. My hands found my face, rubbing at the heat I had felt, before joining him as I walked towards the campsite area. On my way, Jason is quick to sort the equipment on its designated rack, clapping the dust off of his hands in completion. So, lead the way. Is there anything in particular you want me to help start with first? With ease, Jason collected all of the tent equipment in one arm, biceps flexing with impressive strength as he hoisted it to his shoulder. He noticed my eyes lingering a second too long, but he doesn't bring attention to it. He hands me a box of snacks and all the trappings of s'mores and Vienna sausages, and cants his head to the side in a motion to follow after. It's your choice. These are the larger tents since it's easier to keep things in groups. They've been complaining about noises. The easier I can see them, the better. If you want, feel free to start the bonfire now that it's sundown. Either that, or get the torches placed for the trail. After that, you can help with the tents if need be. We can get food handled after. I nod, huffing as I struggle to keep up with his long strides, especially with 50 pounds of food sitting at my hip. Once I arrived at the campsite, bare bones and ready to be set up, I know exactly where I'd like to start. I want to start the trail torches. I feel like that's smarter. Yes. I'll start setting up the trail torches then. I have a feeling the kids are going to want to spend all their time out tonight. The weather is really nice. Jason nods in agreement, spreading out the tent supplies neatly. He jerks his head in the direction of the plastic container bin close to the scattering seeds around the bonfire. All the materials should be in the bin. There should be oil in there as well. If there isn't, there should be some in the kitchen storage area. Ugh. Sippy time.
Mr. Streamer Man, I am tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go to bed?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, then go to bed.
Okay. And enjoy your time. Good luck with like the whole cock thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What if this game's vulgar?
I'm not even gonna be pressed about it. To be real.
Well, don't get stabbed.
I will try really hard.
Okay, have fun.
I love you.
Love you too.
Alright.
Okay, bye.
Bye. There's no not safe for work, sadly. It's okay, we just saw the not safe for work warning in the beginning, and he was just like, I was impressed about it. Without much preamble, I get to work, heading over to the bin and piling the torches into my arms. They're a lot heavier than I remember, but it's likely has something to do with the picking up of 8 of them in one sitting. I feel myself stumble backwards a bit. As I do so, I feel the weight of my body tilt over, sneakers catching over shoelaces and gravel, and explosive grass left my lips before that familiar feeling of strength took over. I had felt Jason's powerful arm pull me taut to his chest, and when I look up, clutching the torches tight to my chest, I saw the familiar sight of that hockey mask looking down at me, eyes full of concern. Maybe the torches might be too heavy. Want me to take over for you? You can take me right now! Girl, don't do this to me! I could use some help. I wouldn't mind waiting for some help, yeah? There's something of a low chuckle that muffles behind the hockey mask, and it makes my body feel hot all over. With ease, Jason sets me back upright, adjusting the tiki torches in my arm properly before placing his hand at the small of my back in encouragement. I can't help but beam up at him a bit, and he can't help but soften his gaze when I do. A gentle exchange of silent acknowledgement. He turns his attention back to stomping the stakes into the ground, already practically done with the first 10, before turning to the side to sign to me. I don't mind, I'm almost done with the tents here. Give me a moment. I find myself waiting patiently, rocking back and forth on my heels as I watch Jason work on the tents with practice speed and accuracy. It came from years of being here, I think to myself. It's his entire life, his entire world. I couldn't make the same bridge since I wasn't always an outdoor person. Once there was a time where even the thought of sleeping on anything other than a mattress was a bad end for me. But now, besides him, this seems idyllic. Plus, I love seeing people enjoy this game. I'm having the time of my life. Like, this is so much fun. Like, I am so happy. I just want to let me pause for a second. I want to gush for a minute. I'm so happy this exists. I've been a slasher fan since I was a wee little child. My first ever fictional crush was Jason Voorhees, very ironically. I wrote so much fan fiction. I made so much fan art. This is literally a dream come true. And the fact that, like, this is real, I can play this, is so much fun. And the fact that you guys are gonna add more and there's going to be more to this is so much fun, and I will gladly stream every single character all the time. That's not a joke. I will gladly play every storyline. I'm not even kidding. I'm literally in a Jason Voorhees jersey. I'm drinking out of a ghost face cup. I have all of my horror things around me. Like, it's genuinely, like, I don't know how often you guys hear that, but, like, this is genuinely so much fun. The art is beautiful. Like, this is gorgeous stuff. Jason was my first loved it. There's something about him, man. He's just so pretty. You know? Ow, I just bonked my knee. But this is beautiful, and the fact you guys are just doing this because you genuinely love it makes me very happy. And whenever there's an update, I will be right there to play it. He's just so big. I know! And I'm a little gremlin guy. I'm 5 foot. That's even better. My feet tap against one another, impatient, wanting to work alongside him. And when he finally finishes, I bounce up eagerly. We take to the trails, and he extends a hand out to take some of the weight up from my arms. Once he finds the familiar holes in the earth from prior torches, we take aside and get to work. Very wide lad, he is. So, you never told me, have you and your mother been here a long time? I am also a little gremlin guy, fantastic. I'm so glad others can relate. We have. She's owned and taken care of Crystal Lake longer than I've been around. I imagine it'll always be like that. I find myself saddened by that thought. Sure, it makes sense. If he grew into this life, then of course he'd picture himself only doing that. But does that mean he never tried to make any personal time for himself? I felt my tongue weighed heavier. Have you ever thought about doing anything else? Passion projects or trade work, maybe? I've seen some of your wood carvings. They're pretty amazing. There's a brief pause on his end that I noticed. I felt myself tense up. Clutching the tiki torch tighter, the counselor turns to look over his shoulder. Complicated, then plants another torch in the ground with ease. I breathe a sigh of relief, swallowing the lump in my throat. I watch him stand up again, rolling his shoulders, and he turns to me as I finish up my own torches. Most people don't know about that hobby. It's nice someone recognizes it. Thank you. Thank you? For what? For your time. It's nice to be able to talk with somebody about other than work. There's no way to describe the feeling I get in my chest at admission. My heart hammers away at my ribcage. I feel my palms get sweaty. He really felt that way? I couldn't help but give a quick smile, nodding. Of course, I'm glad. I'm glad I could do that for you, Mr. Voorhees. Jason. He thinks for a long time, shaking his head as he tries to process the way his full name sounds. No, this wasn't something he understood. Why wouldn't you just call him by his first name? He looks back to me and steps much, much closer. I would prefer being called Jason. I nod once more, perhaps a bit more hurriedly than I realized, and plant the last of the torches in my hold. Jason it is then. I think we're done here, actually. Should we head back? He nods it without a preamble, steps in time with me as we begin to head back to the campsite. A few branches off to the woods had pulled his attention away from the idle conversation, pausing at the weight of them being snapped underfoot, forcing the head counselor to investigate, but to no avail. I felt something in my gut quail nervously, but at his assertion my concerns melted away. Whatever could have been roaming about was surely no threat to them, especially if Jason was with me. No, instead I focused on the next text at hand. I looked at the empty fire pit and let out a tired groan. Not exactly my favorite thing, if only because of the level of manual labor involved, but it had to be done regardless. I stretched my arms I stretch my arms above my head and plant my hands at my hips confidently. Well, even if no one likes to, setting up the bonfire isn't going to happen on its own. Really? Why don't people like to? Well, not everyone as strong as you when it comes to heaving up all that firewood. Even without seeing much of his face, I could read the confusion easily with his body language. There was a moment where he looked around, pausing in his work, before canting his head to the side in understanding. So it must have been in respect to his strength. That makes sense. Jason, you're a big guy. You pick up heavy things. Not everyone can do that, buddy. Not everybody could do that. Not everyone can do that. I see. You're like a superhero. You were raised well. Your body's amazing. I want to be respectful to Jason. You were raised well. Your mom's nice. Your mother raised you incredibly well. At the mention of his mother, Jason's composure fell lax, and he nods. There was no taking away from the swell of pride that came with being a man his mother wanted him to be, and it felt good to hear someone speak kindly of her. I'm a heavy thing he could pick up. I'm not that heavy. Jason could lift me up with, like, an index finger. He doesn't even need to, like, he could literally take one hand and just lift me up in the air and be like, I got it. He doesn't need a whole arm. I am a very small little man. I'm very tiny. I'm very tiny. As his gaze settles on me, I feel eyes on my face, and instinctively the blush races across my cheeks. My mother has a tendency to get on the bad side of a lot of the counselors. A finger, you say? A finger. She is an amazing woman. She deserves to be seen as much. I think so, anyways. Your mother is literally the best thing on the planet. I wish, like, I could just type to just be like, your mom's so cool. Your mom's literally the coolest person on the planet. I think she's awesome. I nod in agreement, thinking of the few instances in which Mrs. Voorhees and I have interacted. She certainly had an icy sort of way to conversate, but I didn't think of her as awful. It was easy to see that she was simply protective of her son, like all mothers were. And well, the other counselors here, especially the girls, they weren't really subtle about the stares they gave her son when he was doing any form of manual labor around the camp. Pam Voorhees, MILF extraordinaire. Yes, she is. Alright? No, I want her to be my mom. I want her to be my friend. I want to, like, sit down with a cup of coffee with her and talk shit about the other camp counselors. Like, that'd be fun. You know? I'm gonna take my sweater off. I'm sweating. Like, that would be literally so much fun to just DLC where you can hang out with Miss Voorhees, hang out with Pamela, and just talk shit. That's a spin-off. Hang out with Pamela Voorhees Simulator. Getting heated in here. My apartment's like almost 80 degrees, and even with the AC on. I'm also, as I said in the description, I'm kind of sick, so I'm sorry if you hear me sniffling or coughing a lot. I caught a 24-hour cold for my job. It should be okay. She actually likes you. Your mom likes me! Pamela Gossip Girl spin-off. Hang out with Pamela. Mine too. I'm in the desert state, so it's hot as it. I'm sick right now too. I'm so glad everyone can relate. Twinning! Deuces! We're twinning! Dude, this statement right here, like, as much as I love Jason, the fact that he says that his mom likes me makes me want to cry. That comment throws me off guard, and I feel stupefied. I feel the stupefied expression taking my expression over. His mother spoke about me? I know, it took me by surprise too, believe it or not. Not just because it's you, just because she's slow to warm up to others. You do a lot more than the other counselors, though. I do admit that much. Oh. I want to help your mom. I'll have to see how much more I can help her then. I'd I'd like to have lunch with her sometime. I want to hang out with your mom, Jason. Tell your mom that I want to be her best friend in the whole wide world. Pamela, you're so cool. Jason's eyes widen at that, nodding along with the idea. There's something delightfully innocent about his excitement, and it makes me smile a bit in response. I think she would like that. She can be a bit of a loner, but it would be nice to see her having friends. I wouldn't mind joining. Of course you can come, Jason! We're gonna have a family dinner together. It's gonna be nice. We can talk shit about Kevin all day. It's gonna be awesome. I cross my arms against my chest, chuckling coyly at him, enjoying his eagerness, which was completely brand new to me. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be a solo relaxation day, right? You can't take my idea of treating her. That's uncool. The man hops, crossing an arm back to mimic my stance. He isn't bothered by my left. In fact, he seems nothing wrong with it. Considering I'm her only son and her favorite by proxy, we'll see about that. Oh, we fighting, Jason? We fighting. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We'll see about that. Yeah, Jason, you think? Any doubts I might have had before all washed away by now. With a nod of my head, I take into pouring the oil into the bonfire, carefully lighting it ablaze with the lighter. I look to the sky, admiring the hues of pink. I just dropped my microphone because I punched it. Sorry. It will swap you into a small brown stage. Just this tight, like, it's literally like the equivalent of like a little chihuahua barking up at him, and he's just like, what is this? And it's just me going, ah! Now I think Poke wins with prep time. I looked to the sky, admiring the hues of pinks and blues that came with the sunset, and stole a glance over at the head of counselor as he stared into the lines of kids up one by one, checking their belongings and getting them ready for the night. I rose to my feet, moving to join him so that we could begin our night proper. Looks like everything's done. Oh, it got really pretty. The music in this game, I haven't commented on it, but God, it's so good. Oh, I love it. By the time the sun had set, all the kids had taken to their tents, sleeping bags in hand, and got to running around enjoying the activities of the night. I ducked behind the cafeteria to get the menu for the evening, something every child, and even adults like myself, would like to look forward to. Fried chicken, drumsticks, 3 cheese mac and cheese, and a side of veggie fries. Yes! Oh! Yes! 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 Fried chicken! 3 cheese mac and cheese! And veggie fries! Oh, it's probably because I did indeed punch my microphone. So, everything Northros is gorgeous. I believe it. Here, let me fix everything. I did, like, mess up my, my audio a little bit. Is my audio sounding better? Just want to make sure. I did knock it over at one point, so I'm just hoping I fixed it. I do need to blow my nose at some point. Full stream up on my phone. Oh my goodness, I feel sick a bit more. Like a bit better, or like a bit worse? Ah. Okay, on my phone I sound fine. Alright, I'm gonna take 2 seconds to run and grab a what's it called? A tissue so I can blow my nose really quick. So give me 2 seconds, everybody. Okay, I have returned. Okay, I'm back. Ah, all the snot is out of my nose. That sounds gross, I'm sorry. I've got that post-nasal drip going on. Alright, back to the story. Veggie fries, bam! For dessert, Jason had opted to vote for apple slices, but there was no moving me when it comes to s'mores. It took some doing, but the night had gone so well, it was like he was willing to go along with whatever I recommended. Move this a little closer. Hello. I shouldn't let this go to my head, but I don't know. I think I like him a lot more than I realized. I paused in my walking, exhaling softly and smiling to myself, clutching the trays before looking out where Jason had been. A few of the children had gathered around him, watching with anticipation as he showed them the proper way to sharpen a stick for them to roast their marshmallows on. Even with full bellies, the moment dessert was mentioned, they were ready for more. It was adorable, seeing him mesh so effortlessly with kids, especially given his age and sometimes brash temperament. Maybe turn the game music down a little? Okay. There, is that better? Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness! It's good, thank you. Thank you. Oh my god! I love this kid! I love this kid! Oh, they're so cute. That's a lot better. Alright, thank you guys. I didn't realize how loud the game was. This is so cute. I head over, waiting until most of the kids were settled before breaking their concentration. More like butter. Butter. Drum roll? No drum roll, guys? I might have eaten these all on my own. Marshmallows! Give me! Could I have 2? 3? Please, E. I laughed a bit, feeling small hands tugging at my cargo shorts and pulling me off balance a little bit. Once I had gathered a crowd, I found my gaze traveling upward and locking eyes with the head counselor, who, he was giving me such a look, new and intense. I thought my heart would fly right out of my throat. I swallowed the tug of hands, pulling me back to reality. Can we talk about Jason's titty in this scene? I didn't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Jason's titties, perfect. Perfect. I love them. They are perfect. I'll tell you what, the one who sits the most still and doesn't blink gets 3 marshmallows off the pet. Ready? It took a little effort to quarrel them all, but once the marshmallows went onto the sticks, the kids had their chocolate and graham crackers set up. I finally found time to sit down. An explosive, tired little raspberry blew past my lips as I had my 5 marshmallows lined up, ready for building, when a shadow loomed overhead of me. You can tell he's Pam's son! What are you looking at, Step Crapper? My My gaze looked upwards, smirking as the head counselor took his seat beside me, eyeing my sticks and its contents. I could sense the judgment. I built the first, placed the stick between my thighs, and popped it into my mouth to sign him. What? Isn't 5 excessive? Never. It's hardly enough. You can't go camping without s'mores. It's practically illegal, you know. Jason rolled his eyes, building his own s'mores and sliding it beneath his mask, patting the crumbs off of his shirt. I didn't notice the way his eyes lingered on my Marshmallows Collective, only on the day's happenings and the kids conversing around the bonfire. He moved closer, scooping up the melting marshmallow and brushing his hand across the top of his knee and thigh. I choked on the s'more pounding in my chest before swiveling my head to look at him, locking in another intense look again, though this time he seemed perfectly aware of the effects his eyes had. It could have burned you, you know. Here. I looked at the paper plate he had offered me, but I was quick to return it back to those crystal blue eyes of his. I chewed slower, blinking, before looking away shyly with a chuckle. Once I was rid of the dessert in my mouth, I transferred the marshmallows onto the plate, signing with my free hand. Thank you. It's been a long time since I've enjoyed these. Maybe since the last time I was at camp myself, actually. This is my first time, actually. What? There's no way. If you grow up here, you had to have these, had the chance once or twice. Do you just not like them? There was a moment of silence the two of us shared, and I feel my stomach knot because of it. He looks drawn at the bonfire, unmoved, when a few of the kids take to running down the trail. My brows knit tight in concern. Jason? I wasn't exactly popular with the other kids. I was bullied often. It was easier to be by myself than around the other kids. Sometimes, around the other counselors. It still feels that way. He has 2 big marshmallows on his chest right here! Don't tell him that. Stupid, considering I'm a grown man now. Oh, well, I apologize. You didn't ask for a sob story. I just want to hold Jason out. I want to hold Jason out. I just want him to know that I'm here for him emotionally, physically, and just, I want him to know that I'm here for him. In an instant, I felt my heart sink like a ship as I watch him now, the nonchalant in his ambient. I feel an urge rise up inside of me. Physically, eyes emoji. Yes. The answer is yes. I could tell myself I can't let him be. Or I can let him be. Maybe he didn't need to be smothered. I didn't want him to feel like I was pitying him, but what if? He's heavy, you know. How could you hold him? He's heavy, you know. He's allowed to crush me. It's okay. I think I can think of a couple of ways. Do we want to link fingers together? Like, is it like the pinky way? Because that's really cute when people like are sitting next to each other and they link pinkies. Oh my god, that's so cute. It's literally the cutest thing. I think being physically closer to Jason is important. It takes a moment or two, but I follow my instinct to move a little closer, letting our thighs touch and letting my hand find the small of his back. There's hesitation at first, but when I get closer to him, I can see him tense up, expecting something abrupt. It's about the touching of hands. There's something about hand touching that's just so cute, man. It's so cute. But honestly, thigh touching is just as important. Like, oh. But all of that melts away when my hand finds his back. Hand holding censored. Fingertips fan out against him, and I eventually find purchase at the collar of his shirt, rubbing small circles there. Thigh touching! Yes, it's so important. Like, nobody talks about this. Everyone talks about hand holding or like finger locking. no one talks about when you're just sitting next to each other and your thighs are touching. It's this two of the softest parts of your body touching each other, man. It's so good. It's so good. Jason, I had no idea. I don't know what to say. I'm serious. When you sit with your significant other and your legs are just touching each other, that's perfect. The sexual tension. It's the sexual tension. It's the romantic tension. It's the knowing that you care about that person tension. It's perfect. There's nothing to say. It happened, and it's in the past. A long time ago in the past. If anything, it's taught me to stand up for myself. I felt my jaw tighten at that, and shake my head. It doesn't make it right, or take away from how you felt, both then and now. You deserved better. Thigh touching censored. Another long pause of silence, a look of disbelief, before then chanting his head to the side curiously. You're probably the kindest person I've met. In a long time, really? Jason, I'm an asshole. I'm really mean. Oh no, you spilled your coffee. No. No. I'm sorry. That's awful. I'm gonna have to make tea here soon. Well, I don't know if that makes me really happy or really sad. Is it Kevin? Is it Kevin? Maybe he likes assholes. Stop. Is it Kevin? Kevin censored? Yo, man. Fuck Kevin. All my homies hate Kevin. Everyone hates Kevin. You know, I could put a couple of millipedes in his bunk if he's being a pain. Hi, Cross. How are you? Is it Kevin? Oh, dude. God, the coffee. No. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Jason, I have an idea. What if we just get all the kids to gang up on Kevin? All right, we're just gonna tell him it's a game of dodgeball, but instead of dodgeball, they're all just gonna tackle him and just start beating him. I would simply pass away. You just lay there, and it's like Infinity War, where they're like disappearing into the dust, and you're just like, okay, it's my time, and you just whoosh, and you're gone. You've passed away. Kevin. Alright, I have an idea for Kevin. You ever see that Tumblr post that talks about like how bees like attack by like gathering up on a other insect, and they essentially just raise their body heat until that creature like overheats and dies? There's a Tumblr post that talks about how they want to teach toddlers to, or like teach children to do that. And it's just like there's an intruder in the school, and a bunch of kids come running out, flapping their arms, like going buzz, 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 and they all run up and just start rubbing until they overheat the intruder until they die. Let's just teach the kids to do that. I think about that Tumblr post all the time. I got too excited about talking about that and got something caught in my throat. Give me a second. It's terrifying, actually. I remember hearing it and somebody like reading Tumblr posts. It was amazing. There's a laugh that erupts from him, shaking his head and trying to control it, but to no avail. There was a genuine warmth to it. It's infectious. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. I think about Tumblr all the time. I feel like you would die from suffocation first. I'll have to find it. I will like, because after we're done with this, we're gonna do a quick pee break. I'll just announce this up. We're gonna do a quick pee break. Everyone go pee. And then maybe I'll boot up like Fortnite or something and just whatever. Unrelated, but if you ever watched that video of those ants in Brazil that like rip the wings and legs off the male ant to make it mate with the queen? Yes. Yes, I have, and it's awful. That concept is awful. Hate that. Yeah, I don't like that it exists either. But yeah, no, we probably might boot up some like Fortnite or something. I don't know. I haven't decided. I kind of want to do Fortnite just because I haven't played in a while. Ants are scary, bro. Dude, ants are awful. They're evil. But I eventually find himself once more, and he gives me a good, long once-over. Not so kind, then. I roll my eyes and roll my hands in a show of theatrics, slicking my hair back a bit. It's Kevin. He brings out evil E. Yeah, it's Kevin. We're gonna beat up Kevin. Evil? Hardly. Don't test me, Jason. I'll make Kevin suffer. Though now I'm not so sure how I'd feel. Going on a date with E's evil twin? Still, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. He said it was what? What? He said what now? Huh? You found my evil twin? Where are they? We're fighting. Me and my evil twin, we're fighting. Nah. We're fighting. We're gonna get some swords and fight in the back of the Denny's. Let's go. Fight for the love of Jason behind the Denny's. Me and my evil self. I feel myself get lightheaded almost immediately, stammering out loud before smiling widely, the way that one does when they're absolutely nervous as hell. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did anyways. Of course I did! Swords are too classy for Denny's. If you actually watch that video, it's literally called like sword fighting my ex-girlfriend behind the Denny's. It was great. Jason nodded, slipping his hands free from my own and planting both of them on top of his knees. There's a look of relief in his eyes before playing off the nerves of admitting his scheme of isolating me on the date. He doesn't mind that the silence is a bit awkward. He's basking in the moment all the same of our shared enjoyment. I'm glad, E. I don't think I would have wanted to spend the time with anyone else. My hands rolled onto the palms quietly as the night had gone on, and all while my eyes never once left Jason's form. Ants are fucked up. Dude, ants are evil. They are so evil. Saw a video of ants fucking up a beehive once, and I am no longer the same. Dude, ants are just like evil creatures, man. They're just tiny and evil. You ever watch that one Goosebumps episode about like how the ants took over and how we're actually part of their colony? Yeah, it's weird. If they can fuck up a bee, they can fuck up me. Ain't that true? I just realized after this, we're gonna do a pee break. I'm gonna run, check my mail. My Amazon packages should be here. I'm expecting something kind of important today. Did we all just watch scary insect videos when we were younger? Yeah, I think so. I watched this guy on YouTube called Antsaconda, and it gives me a lot of respect for ants. Ants are like pretty cool. Like they're super messed up, but pretty cool at the same time. They're just really scary. Like one ant isn't that scary, but a bunch of ants is terrifying. I watched as he took to getting the kids tucked in, assuring them that whatever shadows they had seen on the trails were of just their imagination before sending them off to bed, and picking up the toys and scattered marshmallows covered sticks to dispose in the chipper. So it was an actual date? He called it a date? Instinct at my hands slapping at my face, groaning when the familiarity of heat raced across my face. I drew my knees to my chest, huffing tiredly as the entire day's activities were picked apart one by one, all circling back to him. Something inside of me almost felt upset that this was a date, considering how deep I was in becoming. Surely a date would end in a kiss, wouldn't it? Oh, the mere thought of that is making my head spin. He might have discovered a whole new ant species. He discovered a whole new ant species? Jesus. He's preparing for the revolution. I find myself ashamed. Jason wasn't somebody that could just run ahead, kissing and sleeping with whoever he wanted. That was for stupid, insensitive dishbits. Like Kevin! Yeah, fuck Kevin! Bro, fuck Kevin! Dude, I got it. Fuck Kevin Club. I want a t-shirt that just says fuck Kevin. Camp Crystal, fuck Kevin. Fuck Kevin! Dude, I'm glad we're all in agreement. Fuck Kevin. Hate that guy. We all hate Kevin. Hashtag fuck Kevin Birchland. I want a big button that just says fuck Kevin with his face on it. I'd wear the hell out of that shirt. Kevin sucks. Kevin smells. Just a sticker sheet of different insults of Kevin. Kevin sucks. Kevin smells. Fuck Kevin. Kevin stinky. That's so funny, actually. Like Kevin. Everybody hates Kevin. Every chapter should have a fuck Kevin moment. Ugh, why is this so? Wow, a monster! A monster! Oh god, here we go. Oh boy. Watch, it's gonna be an ant. The shriek almost sent me flying out of my skin. Standing upright so fast, I nearly felt all of my weight topple over the other side of the log. I found stability, funnily enough, in the child who tossed themselves into my arm. What did I miss? A long conversation about ants and fuck Kevin. Why do people hate Kevin? We just hate Kevin. We need to put a Kevin in every route to be a punching bag. Kevin's just the universe traveler. You missed the campaign of fuck Kevin. He's just a universe traveler. Like every single route has a Kevin, and everyone just hates him. Everyone just fucking hates Kevin. Alright, here we go. We're gonna find out what the monster is. Tears and snot soaked my pant legs of my khakis, and before I could get a word out, the child gripped in fear at my shirt, pulling me down in a frenzy. I've heard about the ants. Kevin is just what I miss. He's just an asshole. E, come quick! I saw it! It's by the lake! It almost ate my face off! You gotta slow down, okay? Take a deep breath for me, okay? It took watching me to do it, and as I fell into a crouch and calmly held the child in place, breathing in deep for him to follow, he nodded in a pout and tried to stabilize his breathing. We repeated the process for a moment, and finally, after a couple minutes, he was able to speak coherently past his hiccuping and nerves. Mabel dared me to throw a rock at it in the woods. I didn't think there was a monster, but I heard it, and it's four of us sleeping bags. Why aren't you in your sleeping bags in your tent, Marcus? We wanted to wake up to the flying fish, so we were gonna sleep by the river. I nodded at the young boy. It might have not been flown with Jason had he told him, but I could understand if anything. All I'm saying is that bully... Not Jason. So if we bully lame-ass Kevin, accurate child impression. I work with toddlers for a living, so I just know how they talk. I rose to my feet and scooped the young boy into my arms carefully, turning to the woods with a big heavy sigh. Jason was gathering up the other children at the entrance of the campsite, so I have to handle this on my own for now. Determination took over, and with a firm nod, I looked up to the boy, sniffling and rubbing his snot across his pajama sleeves. Alright, Marcus, you're going to have to be brave for me, buddy. Can you tell me exactly where you and the girl saw the big monster? We have to get your sleeping bags back, okay? What if... Hey, I won't let anything happen to you, okay? If you get scared, you run as fast as you can. I'll keep the monster distracted. I'm a camp counselor, so you know what that means. The boy shook his head, wearing his puppy dog eyes proudly. I smiled at him, wiping his tears with a curl of my finger to his cheek. Secret carrot route where you become enemies to lovers with Kevin. Oh no. You have to beat every single route to get it though. You have to go through the whole game. And then you literally fart Kevin. Perfect. Perfect. You have to get through all the chapters, though. It's like this secret ending. I'm practically a superhero. Like Mr. Voorhees? Just like him. But he's a lot cooler. He has more muscles than you. I felt myself deflate with a raspberry. Just thanks. Pursing my lips indiscernibly, kids really were cruel little assholes when they wanted to be, I thought to myself. I smiled regardless, shaking my head a bit at the small boy. Yeah, kids like actually do this, by the way. It's kind of, maybe, but I'm a lot faster. So are you with me, Marcus? The young boy gave a nod, and I returned with one of my own. I just punched my microphone again. With the child in my arms, we both began to head down the path, looking side to side, through the tremulous of dark and the pines forming a sea of trees, as it felt as if they had gone out for miles and miles. Yeah, kids are just like that. I felt a shudder run down my spine at the idea of actually finding something lurking around the woods, especially after all the stuff I heard her today, too. Jason said that he had never found anything. But I found myself in disbelief even then. There was too much noise, too much rustling, and displacement in the woods for there not to have been anything. Dude, it's gonna be Kevin. I'm gonna be so mad. It's Kevin, isn't it? The most savage bird in my life was dealt to me by a 5-year-old. Dude, the thing is like kids can be like really, really cruel, but they can also be like the nicest. Like they gas you up, man. I put on my sunglasses one day, and they're like pink tinted, and like the frames are like rainbows because I got them at Claire's, and I put them on, and one of the kids I worked with went, "Wow, those are really pretty. You look good." And I was like, "Thanks, man. I feel great." I felt great for the whole day. I feel some confidence, man. It was a real boost I needed. Kevin is just going hard in the wood. Dude, Kevin's just out there just like swinging his arms around because he's mad that nobody likes him because he's an asshole. The sound of something heavily breathing, stamping branches underfoot with the weight of its steps. Isn't the main character a kid? On a knee jerk, I slapped a hand over the mouth of the young boy who was ready to scream, and threw us both behind the safety of a tree, sliding against it and falling into a crouch. I felt my throat lock up, sweating despite the cold of the late evening. Griffin just being a cryptid in the woods. And feeling my heart hammering away in my chest. Okay, when I say run, you need to run, okay, Marcus? Don't look back or stop. The boy nodded frantically, tears pricking his eyes again as the sound of heavy footsteps came closer and closer. The more I listened to it, the more I recognized what the creature was. This wasn't a camper alive who didn't recognize the heavy growling of a grizzly. While they had every right to be in the forest, it didn't make the fear of being attacked any better. They were still territorial, and they were camping in their backyard after all. My hands pat the ground, feeling for anything that we could use as a distraction. And finally, I found purchase against a heavy rock, swallowing the lump in my throat before peering around the trunk of the trees we both hid behind. At the sight of the lumbering massive shadow, I was quick to pitch the rock in the opposite direction of the camp, watching as the animal flinched and let out a ferocious roar into the night. Dude, it's just straight up Kevin. Alright? It's Kevin, right? We're all in agreement? It ain't no bear, it's Kevin. He's just out there being a cryptid because, like, nobody likes him. So he just goes out in the middle of the woods and just gets angry about it. I don't know. What do Kevins do? Drink Monster and smash it against trees? I don't know. Color left my face. My body. If I had a mirror proper to see it, I imagine. But fortunately, it took off running in the direction of the noise, and it gave me enough time to push the young boy in the direction of the campsite. Go! Marcus wasted no time, nodding and whimpering as he ducked in and out of the tree line, disappearing into the night and towards the safety of the camp. Maybe Kevin is a bear. Dude, he just like rips his face skin off and is a bear. Kevin wants to drink Monster and punch drywall. Y'all had a monster. Well, you are right in the aspect that it's technically not a bear. It's Kevin, right? Just imagine Kevin just appears like Scooby-Doo behind one of these trees, just whoop. My legs felt like jello and I rolled my head back, excitedly shaking as I opened my eyes and took in the shifting expanse of leaves of the tree canopy provided. Damn, Kevin, me too. Okay, E. We got two choices here. I'm going and getting the sleeping bags. I'm doing it. I ain't no coward. I'm getting the sleeping bags. It should be gone now, and I know I saw those sleeping bags across the way. If I can see what the tracks look like, I can definitely confirm if it's a bear or not. I stepped carefully from around the tree, standing still for what felt like an eternity before the forest fell back into the eerie quiet and faint hum of cicadas I was so familiar with. And I would have got away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. You meddling slasher men. Excuse me. The animal had gone a lot farther than I anticipated it to. But judging by my own careful, quiet steps, it likely thought I had gone. Good, I thought. I began to crouch forward a bit, quickly moving across the other side of the trail and tucking myself behind another tree trunk. A few more moments of absolute stillness, and then I started to creep forward towards the sleeping bags. Alright, well, thank you for stopping by. Go have a good day. Enjoy your Sunday. I don't know what these kids were thinking, trying to sleep out here on their own, even without a massive scary thing running around. Yeesh. There had been plenty of destruction to be seen. That was much certain. Claw marks and evidence on gnawing on any surface worth its salt, and what left of the sleeping bags was scattered across the forest floor. A scoop that remained what looked like Marcus's stuffed dragon in my hands, and Froud letting out a saddened sigh. Poor guy. Didn't survive rows of teeth. I'm not surprised. I think Fern knows how to sew, though. I'll have this fixed him up for him. If I hadn't been so on edge, I might have noticed the sound of movement off in the distance. I snapped my head in its direction, staring hard until the sounds of footsteps crept closer and closer, feeling my fight or flight kick in. My eyes darted around. Excuse me. Suddenly got a heavily stickered pumped hydro flask. That's mine. Actually, that's not one of the kids. That's mine. That's straight up what my water bottle looks like. It's definitely sticker bombed. That's my water bottle. Sorry. I let one of the kids borrow it. By one of the kids and pulling it into my grasp before starting to shuffle back into the bushes, shrinking myself as best I could. I watched, ignoring the sting of sharp thorns prickling my thighs and forearms, and waited for what was lurking in the shadow to come. I saw it kill somebody with one of those things in a horror movie once. I'm not going out without a fight. Whatever pep talk I felt like I needed to give myself, had this been a horror movie, surely it would have been Slint, my very own Doom. Dude, there's so many stickers on my water bottle. Dude, same. I have a sticker of Michael Myers on my water bottle, and I can get away with it because it's just his head, so nobody knows what it is. While I was hyping myself up to jump out what was coming, it had more than found its way behind me, breaking a few branches as it passed the threshold of the tree line and entered the area I had been hiding in. I remember springing upwards, spitting on my heels, and swinging open with the hydro flask before starting to plumber backwards onto my ass. That sounds right. With a heavy thud, I hissed, and blindly, eyes closed, let out a poor attempt at a battle cry. Just like crap, back the hell up! Get out of here! Leave! This is my house! My arms grew heavier and heavier, swinging there, waiting for it to concern one. Wait, why aren't my swings connecting? Cracked. My eyes open, blinking away, shocked. Above me didn't stand a 9-foot bear, but an almost 7-foot man. None other than... Ah! Jason! How did you find me? The head counselor looked down at me, grabbing my wrist gently and pulling me to my feet before looking out at the dirt trail behind us. It took squinting to see what he had followed was my footprints. I planted my head against his face in embarrassment. But all I did was chuckle slowly and started pulling debris from my hair and clothes. Alright, well, you go have a great night, Len. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. At least if it was a bunch of concerned crying kids, I might have felt a little more important. Jason put heavy rain yelling. Jason! I extended out the muddled stuffed animal, brushing Jason's knuckles as I left it in his hand. I peered out looking to see if the animal had crept onto the two of us while he had spoke, but let out a sigh of relief when only to see the same bush and dark forest I had seen earlier. I moved to start walking, but before I could, I felt myself being pulled into the embrace of the head counselor, and my face heating up for possibly the 100th time that day. Jason? He held the hug for a little while longer, allowing me to snake my arms around his form into a comforting squeeze. I smiled to myself, pulling away and watching his hands wrap. When Marcus got back, I thought the worst. I was worried about you. I smiled more, and while it might have confused him, I couldn't help it. He was worried about me? My heart skipped a beat. I wanted to make sure the kids would be safe. I'm not sure if that means that, but at least I have peace of mind that those three aren't some animal's late night snack. Speaking of, I could really use another s'more. You? The counselor rolled his eyes, placing his hands on the small of my back and guiding us out to the trail where we headed back to the camp. It was better to make sure that the kids didn't spread any wild rumors based off of a mountain lion or a harmless bear cub. Oh, well, more for me then. Oh my god, that was so cute! Oh, I loved it! Thank you for playing the soft release for us / dating simulator, and a huge shout out to their support, of course. Guys, seriously, I put the link in the description of the stream. If you want to go support these guys, please do. This is literally so cute. It's so fun. I legitimately cannot wait for more. I am so beyond excited for more. Like, that's not a joke. I need more in my life. I need more. It's so cute. Like, I'm losing it, and the fact that, like, you guys have so much, I guess I should save. And, like, the fact that you guys have, like, you guys have so much more planned makes me extremely happy. Like, I'm so happy I did the Jason, obviously. But you're gonna have... I didn't even know Pinhead was gonna be here. I knew of these guys. I knew of these five. I did not know you guys were gonna add Pinhead. I'm excited for Pinhead. I feel like nobody likes him. Michael, super excited for. Harry, very excited. Bubba, I'm gonna end up crying. I know you guys are gonna make me cry with Bubba so hard, because I almost cried with Jason a few times. I'm very excited. I know it's coming soon. I cannot wait. I'm very excited to see if you're planning on adding anyone else. It looks like you are. I don't know who that is, but I'm very excited whoever you pick. I don't care. I'm gonna be so excited. This is so fun. Oh, I'm excited to see what Bubba has done. I'm very excited. Oh my goodness. I'm very excited for Michael and for Pinhead, to be totally honest with you guys.